come here real quick?
What is up, everybody? I am so glad that we are getting ready to go into May. I'm so ready for some warm weather. Hope everybody's doing great. It's been an awesome event so far. If you've been following along with our April bracket, those of you who are new to KBBT, we welcome you. My name is Greg Nosar, and in a few minutes we're going to get our other analysts on the phone through Skype, Todd Patrick and Marcus Coates. So excited that you're here tonight, and we're all here to see where you're going to be in the brackets. I'm excited for it, just like everybody else. So I'm looking for some comments. You guys, hope everybody can hear me okay. But let's get this thing rolling. So I want to just talk to you guys real quick about the event in May coming up, and we are excited. 128 people signed up for this event really quick. It was unbelievable. We first started with 64, and then we've gone on to 128. It's just incredible. 8 of the top 8 in every region, and then just did a random draw for the rest. But there's a lot of brackets nationally for the remainder of the year. What we've done is we've broken up the brackets into 8 different regions. And so there's KBBT Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest North, Midwest South, the whole state of Texas, and then Southwest, and then Northwest. And so in those regions, you're going to be competing basically in the fall, like the regular season, so to speak. And then you're going to qualify in. The eight qualifiers will get into 8 regions. And then in 2021, around the end of mid-April to the end of April, we've planned out the national championship bracket, which is going to be amazing. And that's going to be determined. It's like the big dance. It's kayak's big dance. And so there's regional directors that's been set up. They're going to be contacting you. So if you're in those regions, go to those pages. Everybody has a page set up in your region. I'm in Virginia. We're in the Mid-Atlantic, and if you're in the Northeast, go to the Northeast. If you're in the Midwest North, go there. But we have some great people that are leading those regions up, and we're going to be doing a lot of great things. Also, want to thank some of our sponsors that's jumped on board for this event for May. Windows USA is helping us out, and they've done some great things with us already. And Trinity Rods got on board with this, and that's pretty cool. So what they're doing is, anybody who has the biggest bag through the May tournament is going to win a free custom rod from Trinity Rods out of Texas. And so, thank you for Trinity for jumping on board with us. And that's like a $225 value. So, just give them a shout out, and we thank them for that. So, also want to give you an idea. Help us grow. Listen, we're in the very beginning stages. We're in the grassroots stages, but help us grow. We're doing a $200 gift card giveaway for your spouse. And the reason being is because, look, we get a lot of support when we're on the water. Some of us guys and ladies, we go on the road. We're fishing all the time. Some of us do it we're pretty serious about it. And, your spouse or your family's back home. And what a great thank you to your spouse or to your family member who's taking care of things at home. If you can just do us a favor, follow the directions. What you want you to do is invite your friends to our page at Facebook, as well as go to YouTube at Kayak Bass Bracket Tour. And go to Instagram. It's KBBT Fishing. And just help us out social media-wise. We're just trying to get the word out and grow this thing. And talking to you. We love learning from you. And we're just so happy that you're here to help us. And we're evening. Are you guys
What's going on?
What is happening, everybody out there? I cannot wait to find out what we got going on tonight.
It's America's darling Marcus Coates and the smack talker, and backed it up, Mr. Todd Patrick. What a performance you did between you and Patrick Tharp on the water. It was phenomenal TV. If you guys missed it, look at that broadcast. It was awesome. So anyway, it's been fantastic, guys. We've got a lot of viewers on tonight. Excited about releasing these brackets, and that's what they're here for. So you guys ready?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
do
ready.
it.
I'm stoked. I've not seen the brackets, so I'm I'm gonna be just as I don't know. I'm just amped up for this, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I helped rank the top 8, but other than that, I've not seen anything, so I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So let me just say this. There's 32 competing in each bracket. It used to be 16. It's 32. As I said, there was 18 man hours going in these brackets. You know, it is what it is at this point. No changes. There's no going back. So it's just, it's time to get your rods and your yaks out there and let's go. So, all right, here we go. We're going to start with the East bracket here. The top of the East bracket, we are going to start with the number 1 rank. It is Corey Dreyer going against Tori Webb from Virginia. Corey Dreyer is the top ranked fisherman out of the East. He is going to be going against Tori Webb from Virginia. Corey Dreyer is from North Carolina. What say you guys?
Corey Dryer's going to be a hammer in the tournament. He's a hammer everywhere he goes. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Tori Webb, good luck. But you got your hands full round 1 with Mr. Corey Dreyer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The only thing I'll say on that, man, we had a lot of hammers in this April bracket as well. I think it puts a big target on your back going into this thing when everybody already knows you're a major hammer. I really look forward to Tori giving Corey a run for his money.
Agreed. All right, next up, we've got the 16 and 17 ranks. We got Ryan Legnelli from Maryland and Scylla Johnson from Virginia, our first female angler. Scylla is no joke. She is on the Pan American team. She is a serious avid angler, and she's going against Ryan Legnelli from Maryland. It is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing what Scylla can do out there. Obviously see her a bunch on social media out there fishing. Not too familiar with Ryan and what his skill set is, but it'll be a good little matchup to make it to the second round there.
Absolutely. All right, next matchup, we've got the 8th seed, Mr. Robert Brown from Virginia, and the 25th seed is Justin Talbert from Maryland. I don't know these guys too well, but I will tell you this right now. Robert Brown out of Virginia Beach is ridiculous. He's in the monthlies, and he's slaying the fish down there. Justin Talbert, you have your hands full, my friend, with Mr. Brown.
Hey, I think that's one of the best things about it. If you know the guy that you are going up against has already just been crushing it, you're going to give that first round everything you got instead of thinking that maybe you got an easy first round pass. So I think that's going to be another matchup where we see them both swinging out the gate.
Absolutely. You better be ready. All right.
Yeah,
next
and
matchup.
congratulations. Yeah, congratulations to Robert on getting an 8 seed there. So, Robert, you're actually recognized and you're actually ranked in the top 8 there in that region. So, congratulations on that.
Absolutely. Next matchup is John Mayes from Virginia versus Greg Oakes from Virginia. This is going to be an interesting matchup. This is the NVKBA showdown right here. Out of my backyard, Mike Ortega is the regional director for NVKBA. He does a wonderful job here. And these guys know how to fish. This is going to be an awesome, awesome matchup between the two of these guys. They were also in the April bracket as well.
I think Greg's got something to prove after an early outing, being ousted early in April, and John Mayhews obviously is a stick, so it's going to be a fun first round matchup right there.
That's what I'm looking at for sure. These guys from Virginia, and again, Virginia hasn't produced too well here lately, but hopefully come mid-May, the waters start throwing some fish out. We'll see. Next matchup, we've got the number 4 seed, Russell Johnson from Pennsylvania versus the 29 seed, Trey Johnson from Tennessee.
Russell's a stick, man. Anywhere you look, Russell's a stick. I really honestly would pick him to go far in this bracket tournament. So it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to second that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to second that. Russell knows what he's doing out there. Don't know if he's gonna go up to Lake Erie or if he's gonna go to a river, but wherever he goes, I would say, Troy, you got your hands full.
Absolutely. Next matchup, we've got the 13 seed, Brandon Burton from Alabama versus Jason Starley from Georgia.
Whew. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think Jason. I know I've talked to him a couple times. He is trying new waters. He's talking about Seminole and a couple other big bass waters. I really expect Jason, who already made it to the 32 round in this tournament, to come out swinging right out the gate like he did every week so far that he was in. Brandon Burton's a stick as well. Do not get me wrong at all, but I think Brandon Burton's going to have trouble taking down Starley.
That's going to be a good one, guys. It's going to be a good one. All right, next one. We've got number 5 seed, Nathan Green versus Keith Brown of Kentucky. Nathan Green is no joke. That is going to be a tough matchup for Keith Brown out of Kentucky.
Yeah, Nathan's obviously a stick. People that are in kayak fishing pretty competitively know him. He he's going to be a hard out, and I definitely have him as a favorite to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last matchup of this little section of the bracket. It is the 12 seed Tony Bryant out of Virginia, out of the New River region, versus Eric Nelson out of North Carolina.
Man, I think North Carolina is going to be a tough contender in this tournament. I know we didn't really get to see anybody from North Carolina that I know of in this bracket, but Tony Bryant knows them rivers, knows those smallmouth. I think what's going to come to that matchup is what happens with the weather between now and May 16th.
Absolutely. All right, the second half of the bracket. Here we go. The East bracket. We'll roll through this real quick. We've got the 2 seed, Adam Reiser from Tennessee, versus the 31 seed, Matthew Lewison out of Virginia.
Those of you who don't know Adam Reiser, you're going to get to know him in this tournament. The guy is a hammer, and he is not going to be a pushover. I'd be looking forward to him moving on. Looking forward to seeing who he might match up farther down the bracket. But Adam Reiser is definitely a stick.
Well deserving the 2 seed.
Matthew Lewison's hungry, though. You watch that matchup. I think that's going to be an absolute brawl. I know Lewison's hungry. I know he wants to win bad. I know he's looking for redemption. That's one I'm going to want to pay attention to.
Absolutely. Next matchup, guys, we have the 15 and 18 seed Dustin Arms versus Henry Vajan from North Carolina. Dustin from Tennessee. Henry, Hank the Hammer Vajan out of North Carolina. That is going to be an awesome matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be a great potential round 2 matchup. Man, I don't know. Arms. If you look up Arms' stats on Tourney X, the guy knows what he's doing. But Henry, my God, whoever moves on to face Adam Reiser in round 2, Adam's got his hands full.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take Dustin right out the gate. You heard it first here. I'm taking Orange right out the gate.
I'm sure Hank has something to say about that, my friend. All right, we got the next matchup, 7 seed Danny Gann from Florida versus Joey Sullivan from North Carolina. With Florida versus
I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go back to being a weather thing. They're both big bass areas. It's really just going to come down to what conditions are we dealing with on that weekend. But that's kind of what I want to pay attention to is how these other states fare against the great state.
Yeah, and it looks like that Danny is one of the Florida guys that snuck out of the South and made it into the East to help fill out that East side of the bracket. I would watch out for Danny to move on. Danny is a big name in KBF, and look forward to him moving on.
Next matchup, guys, we have the 10 seed Austin Lovelace versus myself, Greg Nosar, the 23 seed. I am coming for Austin Lovelace. I blanked out the last one. I am absolutely coming with my guns a-blazing. Austin, son, you better look out.
I got to say, if anybody in this entire tournament should be happy, it should be Austin Lovelace pulling one of the only people to skunk so far in the tournament.
Oh, hey, I do have a hang up.
Yeah, Austin. Austin, you're going against the guy that got a 0 and can't find a fish every time he goes fishing lately.
It's been bad.
So you got a good shot, my friend.
Can I get verification? Is Greg the only one that skunked the entire tournament so far? Can I get a verification?
Hey, Josh
on that?
Booth skunked. Don't forget, man. We got some hammer skunk, man.
I'm not comparing to Josh Booth.
Yeah, I know. I got you, man. I hear you. All right, the next matchup. Let's get on past this thing. Let's forget about that stuff. All right, we have the 3 seed, Mark Edwards from West Virginia versus the 30 seed, Robert Richardson from North Carolina.
I'm taking the one-horn goat.
One-horn goat, man. You got to go with it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Mark Edwards has got something to prove after poor showing in April. He knows what he's doing out there on the water. Mark, knows how to dissect bodies of water, and he's going to go out and I'd look for him to fare better in May.
Very good. Next bracket we've got is Mason Rifle from West Virginia versus William Brewer from Virginia. William is our Mid-Atlantic tournament director here. He's doing a great job. William does catch some fish, man. He's on some fish right now. I'm going to have to go with William.
I don't know either of these anglers, but I'll go with Brewer here.
Very good.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Mason.
All right, very good. Next bracket matchup. Oh, we've got a good one here. We got number 6 seed Doug Wilson from Florida versus Jason Denise from Florida. 2 Florida guys going at it.
I'm gonna go with
I mean, we obviously know what Doug Wilson can do. He's been putting up in the 90s, right? So in April, it all comes down to how Florida's going to fish here in May. But Doug Wilson and Jason are going to be it's going to be a good little matchup there for round 1.
Agreed. Next matchup, guys, we have the last of the East. It is number 11, Dennis Robinson from Virginia, taking on Tristan Hannon from Tennessee.
That's going to be a tough matchup just because of the states. But if anything else we've seen in this tournament is it doesn't matter where you're at. If you've got a hot spot, you've got a hot spot. I really enjoy Dennis. I'm going to pick Dennis not based off of anything fishing on either one of them. I'm going to pick Dennis just because the dude is one heck of a guy, and I'm rooting on you, buddy.
Dennis is my guy. I've been fishing with Dennis for years, so I blame the skunk on him because he supposedly said that he's the one who taught me how to fish, but then that means that he's not really of a good teacher. So I'm going with Dennis, though. I know where I have a sense of where he's fishing, but my man Dennis, go get him, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, East bracket looks like a pretty stacked bracket, but I'm looking forward to moving on and seeing this South bracket because I know it is straight stacked.
It is stacked. Here we go, the South.
I'm not looking forward to the South bracket.
The South bracket. Here we go. Number 1 seed. Number 1 seed is Cody Milton from Arkansas taking on Doc Acosta from Texas.
If anybody has a shot at taking down Texas in the opening round, it's got to be the Golden Boy Milton. If you don't pick Milton, you must not follow him. At the same time, hey, all the privilege to Doc to come and prove me wrong, but I'm going Milton out the gate by 10 inches.
Yeah, Cody Milton's obviously got to be one of the instant favorites. But to go through the South like he's going to have to do, wait until you see the rest of this South bracket get revealed. It's gonna be rough.
It's a gauntlet. Here we go. The next matchup, 16 and 17 seed Andrew Green from Louisiana taking on Matthew Flett from Texas. These guys are fishing in the April event. We know what these guys can do. These boys are going at it. First round.
I mean, that's actually probably one of the most solid matchups I've seen thus far, only because I've seen both of them put up solid numbers throughout the April tournament. I'm not even going to pick a favor in that one. I'm just going to let the two boys go fish and let them put the rods where their mouth is.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be an incredible.
Yeah,
matchup.
And that's going to be both of those guys are going to give Cody a run for his money in the second round. But like I said, I like Milton to get on through there.
All right, guys, next matchup. We have Conrad the Barbarian Benetti taking on Christopher Slim Delgado from Texas. That is going to be incredible. That is going to be unbelievable.
I'm going with my boy Slim. Slim Pickens is going to get it done.
I'm telling you, Conrad's been talking a lot of trash here lately. Man, I tell you what, I can't go against my boy Slim, though, man. He's done some good work, man. And Sam Rayburn will beat Fellsmere.
Christopher Delgado is, even though coming in at a 25 seed, obviously in a random generator, but Christopher Delgado was definitely considered for a top 8 seed, just missed out. And my God, this is going to be a great matchup.
Awesome matchup. Awesome matchup. Here we go. The next matchup, guys. We have the Ninja, Jason O'Brien from Texas, taking on Joel Spear from Arkansas.
Man, the Ninja is out for blood. He wants vengeance from a poor first-round performance in the April tournament. I know he is giving it everything he's got. I'm going Ninja out the gate.
As am I. I'm not going against Ninja. He's absolutely there for redemption, and I think he'll travel thousands of miles to make sure he gets past this first round. All right, guys, next matchup. Here we go. We have the 4 seed, Jeff Isham, taking on Bobby Morin from Florida. Another Texas-Florida matchup.
You can't pick against the hippie, man.
My man Jeff. I mean, you're exactly right, man. Dreadlocks and treble hooks. I gotta pick you. Yeah. I gotta pick Jeff.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards Jeff here, but Bobby's going to come out of Florida and do everything he can. But I got Jeff moving on there.
I mean, Jeff has done a great performance thus far in our April tournament. It's a shame he lost in the Sweet 16, but I'm sure he'll be out for revenge in the May one. All
right, here we go. Next matchup, guys. We have a 13 seed Rolando Nadine taking on Sean McQuinn from Florida. A Texas-Florida matchup. Rolando is an absolute tank.
Like I said, this South bracket is straight slammed. You should almost be the champion to get through the South.
It is a gauntlet.
Rolando is definitely going to be my favorite to move on here, but what an awesome matchup.
It is going to be cool. It is going to be cool for sure. Next matchup, here we go. The 5 seed, Carl Hudson from Mississippi, taking on Kyle Burns from Arkansas.
Whew. So Kyle Burns has had a tough season so far. I know that he's gonna probably be driving into Texas because he lives so close to the Texas line. But man, does he have his work cut out for him? He hasn't posted a 5-fish limit in a tournament yet this season. He had a pretty decent showing at Nickajack last year in the FLW, but he has got his work cut out for him big time, and he's gonna have to put some fish on the board.
Sure will.
I'll take Carl to move on pretty easily in this one. But what another hammer. Jeez, Cody Milton is the number 1 seed, but look at that bracket.
I'm telling you, you are going to prove yourself in this bracket for sure. Here's the last part of the first half of this bracket. We've got Kyle, Texas versus Zachary Taylor from Florida. Another Texas-Florida matchup, guys. This is a coin toss. I don't know either one of these guys, but I'm going to tell you what. I can't continue to pick Texas guys over Florida guys. I'm taking Florida in this point. Zachary Taylor, I think, takes down Kylan.
My only comment on that whole bracket setup is God bless Texas. There's a reason it's a song. I'm going Texas.
And I have no idea here. I'm going to stick with Texas.
Boys, that's the first half of the of the South bracket, man. That is a gauntlet. Unbelievable.
That's just the top side of the South.
That's just the top side. We don't even see
the South side.
Unbelievable. All right, guys, let's go to the bottom side of the South bracket. Here we go. The number 2 seed is going to be Mr. Brad Case taking on Darren Williams from Texas.
Is anybody going to pick against Brad Case? Can I just ask that question now?
Not
All right, next.
Can we just go on to the next one? No, I'm not going to. We can't disrespect Darren Williams like that. Listen, anybody can beat anybody at any given time, but Brad Case is the hammer.
For sure, and Brad might be on be able to get that frog bite started, and if he gets that frog bite started here in May, watch out for Brad.
It's over. Absolutely. Here we go. Next matchup, guys. We have the 15 and 18 seeds. Sherman Bishop from Florida versus Craig Knight from Texas. A Florida-Texas matchup. Can we just put gloves on these states and just have them go at it?
I'm taking Bishop this time. I think Bishop's still hungry. I think Bishop's looking for revenge. I think Craig is as well, but I think Bishop's on a better spot.
Incredible. Incredible. Here we go, guys. Number 7 seed, Mr. Rodney William Kennan from Louisiana, taking on James Penny from Texas. We know what Kennan can do. That's going to be tough for Mr. Penny to get through.
I'm going to ask the same.
To know as good as Rodney or as Kennan is, I mean, and to be a number 7 seed in the region, it just proves over and over again how stacked the South is. So
it's unbelievable.
I'm looking for Kennan to move on. I'm looking for him to be one of the favorites to get to possibly compete versus Brad there to move on in the South.
Yeah, absolutely. Next matchup, guys, we have the Tourney X man himself, the 10 seed, Dwayne Wally, taking on John Fox from Florida. What a matchup this is going to be. Dwayne Wally versus John Fox. Woo! Lordy. This is going to be juicy.
I remember I talked to Brad or to Dwayne earlier this week, and he said, "Hey man, make sure I get a good little matchup." Sorry, Dwayne. Looks like you got a tough matchup, my friend.
I know the guy can fish. I just cannot remember fishing against him. Not saying it hasn't happened. But John's got a spot on Failsmere now.
Yes, he does.
Woo, I'm gonna have to go. I'm sorry, Dwayne. Sorry, Dwayne. I gotta go,
Dwayne,
John.
I'm sorry, buddy. You got your hands full, man. So that's going to be a tough one right out of the bat here. All right, next matchup, guys. We've got number 3 seed Jamie Broad from Louisiana taking on Michael Evans from Florida.
Wow, Jamie Broad. I would assume that he's probably going to be on Caddo, and if Caddo's on fire, Jamie's got to be one of the favorites to come out of the South. So we'll see how that works out. But I mean, Jamie was a 10. So here's what you got here. You have 3 anglers in the South that were in the KBF 10 house this year. Cody Milton, Jamie Broad, and Brad Case.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible. What a gauntlet. All right, here we go. Next matchup, guys. We've got a 14 seeds, James Engel from Arkansas versus Jeff Hallam from Florida. We have an Arkansas-Florida matchup here in the middle of the bottom half of the South bracket.
Arkansas, I hope James Engel has got one of those because he's going to need one to put up, 80, 90 inches to contend with Florida.
Absolutely. All right, guys, next one here we go. We have the 6 seed Dave. Is it the Thunder Cricket Newman versus Siles Garrett from Texas? 2 Texas boys going at it.
Man, Dave is hot right now. He's winning a lot of tournaments. He's on a lot of inches. The dude is on fire, and I'm going to have to go with him. My pick's Dave.
I like Dave here, too. Dave's obviously a great angler in East Texas. Knows what he's got going on, and look forward to seeing Dave possibly advance kind of far in this event.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to wrap up the South bracket. I think this is the hardest bracket, but the last portion of the South bracket is Jason Willis from Louisiana taking on Eric Morris from Texas.
Jason Willis.
Unbelievable.
I forgot about
Eric Morris.
I forgot about Jason being there. So
listen,
Dave,
I saw some stuff from Eric Morris. Listen, guys, I saw some stuff from Eric Morris today. Don't count him out. He can fish.
So I'm friends with both of these guys, and they're both great anglers. But I'm going to tell you right now, watch Jason Willis contend with Rodney Kennan on the same lake that Rodney Kennan is fishing. Watch them put up similar numbers. Eric Morris has definitely got some hot spots across this entire state of Arkansas, but I'm telling you right now, Eric is going to have to come out with all guns blazing to contend with Jason Willis because there's going to be no let up on any round for him.
Boys, that South bracket is unbelievable. When we put that together, I was just like, this is insane. I mean, some big names are going to go home early, guys.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to cover, that's for sure. I'm stoked. I'm excited for it.
It is going to be incredible. Guys, we're going to move over to the right side of the bracket here, starting with the North Division. And the North Division here is just, I think, is very, very tough here. We're going to start with the number 1 seed out of the North, and it's going to be Mr. Siddiqui taking on Dale Van Horn from New York. We have an Ohio-New York matchup. Eric Siddiqui takes on Dale Van Horn.
I picked Siddiqui last time. I'm picking Siddiqui this time. It doesn't matter who he's going up against. Siddiqui's my pick.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like Eric. I like Eric here. He knows he's. I mean, Eric's one of those guys that has the opportunity to travel the United States and fish anywhere he wants. Come mid-May right here, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on Lake St. Clair, putting up 100+ inches, or upper 90s. So Dale, you got your work cut out for you, buddy.
Absolutely. All right, next matchup, guys. We've got Greg Matskaitis from Connecticut versus Victor Guerrero from Indiana. Greg, if I completely botched your name, I apologize, buddy, but it's Greg Matskaitis from Connecticut and Victor Guerrero from Indiana. I don't
I
know
think
any
the
of these
biggest
guys.
I think the biggest question of this thing is there largemouth in Connecticut?
um, yes, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then I'm gonna go Connecticut because
All
I didn't
right.
know that.
All right. Very good. Very good.
I'm gonna stay close to home. I'm gonna go with Victor to get it out of Indiana. So pulling for Victor here.
All right. Very good. Next, guys, next matchup, we have Robert Weicker from Ohio taking on Randy Franklin from Wisconsin.
So those of you that don't know this guy, Robert Weicker, he knows what he's doing. He fishes a lot of Eastern Ohio, Central Ohio, and he's a stick everywhere. You know, all the online events that he does. I know our local club, Mayo Kayak Anglers, has paid him out a bunch of money. Look for Robert to move on, and he could go far in this event.
I'm gonna disagree. Randy Franklin wound up fishing here in our April tournament, and he didn't finish so well in the first round. Randy's out for blood. I'm going with Randy Franklin.
I got no dog in this fight. I'll let
All-
y'all have at it.
All right, here we go. Next matchup, we have Quentin Eccles from Ohio taking on Matthew Charette from Maine.
Q. Oh, my buddy. What an awesome matchup that could be in round 2 with Robert Weicker and Quentin Eccles. If I'm not mistaken, those guys might be fishing the same area. So look out for a potential awesome second round matchup there if both of those guys can advance.
All right, guys. Next one. Here we go. We have the man, the smallmouth king himself, the number 4 seed, Jonathan Pepin, taking on another female angler, Judy Richardson from New Hampshire.
I'm sorry, Judy.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, man, you never know, man. I don't know anything about New Hampshire fishing. I do know a whole lot about Michigan fishing now, thanks to Mr. Pepin.
I mean, he's the guy that took down Siddiqui.
It's incredible.
Yeah, John Pepin is up there, and if his smallies stay on fire up in the northern Michigan through May, he's got to be a contender to get to the Elite 8 or Final 4. And Judy, you got your work cut out for you, but you got a great angler to go against, and it's gonna be a fun matchup.
Absolutely. All right, next, guys, we have Matthew Conant from Massachusetts taking on Mike Fink from Ohio.
Nice. So give you guys a little bit about Mike Fink. I know him pretty well. The guy knows what he's doing, knows how to dissect a body of water. He's out here for low 90s.
I'm picking him because his name's fun to say.
Mike Fink. All right, here we go. Next matchup, guys. We've got Jeremy Baker from Michigan taking on Josh Smith from New York. Josh is a podcaster for Dark Waters Podcast. Man, his attitude, his spunk, his competitive zeal. I know he's an underdog in this against Jeremy Baker. I am going with my man Josh Smith.
I'll take Jeremy Baker here. I think he'll probably go to Lake St. Clair, and he'll put up in the mid-90s. I would look for Jeremy Baker to possibly make a deep run in this tournament, depending on who he might face. But Jeremy Baker knows what he's doing, and he's a good fisherman.
Josh, I want you to remember this as you're doing your podcast interviews. I choose you, buddy.
Very good, guys. We're going to round out the very first half of the North Division here. We've got Brian Baxter from Connecticut versus Renato Sorocha from Rhode Island. Connecticut versus Rhode Island.
Well, since I just found out there's bass in Connecticut, and I learned at the round 1 of April there was bass in Rhode Island, I ain't got no idea.
I'll go with Sorocha here.
I'm going to go with Sorocha. I'm going to go with Sorocha as well. All right, guys, that's the first half of the North bracket. We're going to end. We're going to do this with the bottom half of the North bracket here, with the 2 seed coming up, and the 2 seed is Mr. Derek Brundle from Massachusetts taking on Christopher Catucci from Rhode Island, Massachusetts versus Rhode Island. Derek Brundle is on fire, y'all.
And he's going to win that event.
Yeah, Derek Brundle is. I mean, I don't know how you pick against him with what he's done over the last year, and he's just keep the momentum going through what he's done in 2020. He was at the KBF 10 house. He was at the 10 Invitational. He got second, and he just up there in Massachusetts, just putting up inches, and by the bunches. So I'd look for Derek Brundle to move on pretty far here.
I agree. Next, guys, we have Mr. Mike Ortega from Virginia taking on Heath Atwell from Michigan. I know Mike well. I'm telling you, he's dying to fish. He wants to get on fish. But if Heath can get a hold of those smallmouth guys, this is going to come down to the very last inch. All right, guys, let's go to the next one. We have Mr. Alan Reed from Indiana versus Kyle Evans from Michigan.
Oh wow,
Alan Reed can fish, y'all.
Yeah, that's a fun matchup right there. Kyle Evans is he knows what he's doing too, and Kyle, I wouldn't be surprised to see him out on Lake St. Clair. So to see Kyle and Alan go head to head, Mike, that's a toss up right there. I think that's a pick 'em.
Absolutely. All right, guys, next one we've got Mr. Sam Jones from Indiana versus Brian Anderson from Michigan.
I'm just going to go Michigan on all the Michigan matchups.
Hey, no. I think Sam Jones is Sam the Paddle and Fin podcast?
Yep, Sam Jones is Wicked Weights, Paddle and Fin. Sam knows what he's doing. He's a good angler. He's getting better as he continues to fish more. And I like Sam Jones here.
I do too. I'm going Sam Jones. All right, next matchup, we've got Dustin Madrua from Illinois versus
Dusty Yacker.
Oh, Dusty Yacker. Okay, Dusty Yacker from Illinois versus Rodney Merritt from Maine. And how do you pronounce his last name? Is it Magua?
Marguia, I think.
Marguia. Okay, Marguia. Dusty Yacker.
I can tell you what it's actually pronounced is first round victory.
Hey, Dusty. Listen, guys, listen. Those Maine guys up there can fish. We've seen it with Mr. Thomas Jett and Jason Gardner.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how you pick against Dusty. Probably over on Lake Michigan somewhere, or maybe I don't know, Newton Lake or something like that down in Illinois. But Dusty knows what he's doing. He's a hammer. Been proving himself over the last couple of years in KBF and in the Hobie series. I can't pick against Dusty at all.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. All right, here we go, guys. We got the next matchup. Steve Glinka versus Mr. U. Todd Patrick from Ohio. Steve Glinka,
another Illinois guy.
Versus Todd Patrick.
On the bright side, Todd gets to be a full-time broadcaster after week 1.
Todd, no offense.
I mean, can I get an easy one here?
Glinka.
I'd take a Glinka too.
Hey, listen, at least you get to carry Mike Sphinx rods to his kayak the following week.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Man.
But Steve, I'm trying, buddy. I'm getting better, and I'm gonna do the best I can, and I'm gonna give it a go, and we'll see if I can't get an upset.
Very, very good. All right, guys, we're going to go down to the next one. It's Matt Lissidman from Michigan taking on Robert Whetstone from Wisconsin. How could you go against my man Matt?
Well, has he put up a 5-fish limit yet?
No, but he will. He will.
I'm just kidding. I know Matt's watching.
Hey,
I have had so much fun interviewing the beard.
16, brother. That's all you got to say.
I'm going with the beard.
The beard is going. Listen, the beard's still growing. So
you're telling me I need to get it cut.
Yeah, buddy. All right, to end up the North bracket, here we go. The last bracket of the North is Mr. Steve Hoffman from Ohio versus Eric Polentz from Michigan.
Oh, wow.
I'm going back to Michigan.
Guys, we
And
have a ton of
Steve,
we have a ton of Michigan anglers here. This is awesome.
Michigan's the new Florida, thanks to Mr. Pepin.
Michigan is
yeah, we have
showing up.
so we got a lot of Texas, we got a lot of Arkansas, we got a lot of Florida, Virginia, and Michigan. They all showed out for this event. Eric Pollins is definitely probably going to be on Lake St. Clair. Steve Hoffman, you better go there too, because I don't know if East West Harper is going to get it for you. I know Steve and Eric both, and I don't know how Eric loses to Steve, but Steve, good luck, brother.
Guys, that wraps up the North. What's your thoughts on the North, real quick?
Man, there's a lot of northern sticks on there. I know that I'm not too familiar with them, but I've seen what the North can do. And if anything amongst else, I think the person with the hardest challenge is our fellow broadcaster here, Todd Patrick.
Guys, listen, you've got Jonathan Pepin, you got Derek Brundle, and you got Eric Siddiqui all in the same region. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough region. But nothing's touching the South. But you guys are gonna be shocked on how stacked the West actually is.
Here we go, guys. We're going to start with the West. Here we go, guys. This is our last bracket of the night. We'll kind of rush through this as best we can. Keep this under an hour. Guys, we're making history here. Before I unveil this, you'll understand why. This is historical moment, and I'm so proud to be a part of this. We've got the number 1 seed out of the West, Miss Christine Fisher, taking on Catherine Field from Utah. Our first female bracket head-to-head. How awesome is that?
That's awesome. Catherine is an awesome person. Getting to know her via social media, not really got to meet her in person yet, but a great personality out there, learning how to fish out there in Utah and traveling the country and just putting out some good content. And obviously everybody knows Christine Fisher, one of the best anglers out there in the United States, well deserving of the number 1 seed. And looking forward to seeing how Christine does. But I'm looking forward to this matchup. I'm looking forward to the interviews that we get out of this one, and I think that it's just going to be a lot of good content right there with Christine and Catherine.
Guys, we need a lot more than this, man. This is what it's all about. We're trying to grow the sport, and again, we need ladies and leaders like this to take our sport to the next level. Both Christine and Catherine's getting into it, but Christine is such an influence on women fishing. And I tell you, she can outfish just about 90% of the guys out there. She's a hammer for a reason. She's a number 1 seed in the West for a reason. But kudos to her for what she's doing, and I applaud it.
Well deserving.
All right,
good fisherman. So I'm gonna take Gene here. Look out for Texas to show out well here in the West.
My boys from Arkansas have been getting some tough freaking matchups between the South and this one now. With the exception of me picking Cody Milton, I'm gonna take Mr. Evans just because I'm a root for my home state. So Mr. Evans, you get out there and you shine, baby.
All right, man. All right, very good. All right, next bracket matchup, we've got Jason Adams from Arkansas, 8 seed, taking on Charner Williams from Texas, the 25 seed. An Arkansas-Texas matchup.
I'm going to go with Arkansas here. Jason Adams is a stick. He knows what he's doing, obviously, and I'm looking forward to seeing him move on. So Jason Adams will be my pick.
If there is anybody in the entire state of Arkansas that can show Cody Milton, and I mean, it's Jason Adams. The dude is on fish. He's been on fish. I've never known the guy to go out fishing and not catch fish. My pick's Adams.
All right, guys, next matchup. Here we go. Mark Pendergraph out of Texas versus Kyle Zenke from Idaho. We have an Idaho entrant.
Oh. So I'm going to tell you a little something about Kyle. Kyle is like the Pepin of the West Coast. The dude can put up 90-inch smallmouth like it ain't nobody's joke, and that's the whole reason he signed up is because he said, well, if Pepin can show out, so can I. He's the owner of ZR Custom Tackle. If I'm Mark, I'm telling you right now, you better start pre-fishing fork weeks in advance because Kyle is going to put up some numbers in a hurry.
Man, would that be awesome if Idaho takes down Texas? Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, next matchup, guys. We've got Dwayne Taft, the national champion from Texas, taking on Jordan Westerman from Iowa.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know how you pick against Dwayne here at all. We'll see what happens, but Dwayne obviously has that one of the 5 guys I think out there that have a national championship next to their name. So Dwayne all the way here.
Absolutely.
I'm picking Dwayne.
Absolutely, guys. Next matchup, we've got Jacob Wicks from Alabama taking on Jerry Thigh from Oklahoma. Alabama versus Oklahoma. That's kind of like a SEC matchup versus a Big Ten matchup there, right? Big 12.
Sweet
Big 12
home
matchup.
Alabama.
All right, Oklahoma versus Alabama. I am actually going to go with Oklahoma. I'm going with the Midwest. All right, guys.
I'll take Jacob here.
All right, very good. Here we go, guys. We're almost done. Tyler Cole in Iowa takes on Dan Mulder from Iowa.
I'm going to go with Dan on this one because he didn't have a chance to fish the April bracket, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's looking for that thrill. He wants to be a part of everything. I'm sure that he doesn't feel happy that he wasn't able to participate this month. I think he comes out swinging.
I agree.
Tyler, you definitely got your hands full in the round 1, but I'm gonna go with Tyler here.
I agree. I'm gonna take actually Dan. I'm not gonna agree with you, Todd. I'm gonna agree with Mark. I'm taking Dan Mulder to take down Tyler. All right. The end of the first half of the West bracket goes to Mason Good out of Iowa versus Clint Dunbar in Texas. Guys, we have a ton of Iowa anglers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Iowa versus Texas, that's going to be tough.
I think it might be one less after this event.
I think Clinton from Texas is going to take down Mason Good.
Yep, I'll have to take Clint Dunbar here to move on as well. I think Texas outfishes Iowa 90% of the time.
I agree, guys. We're going to end up with the second half of the West bracket. Here we go, guys. We're almost done. This is the final portion of our tournament. And we're going to start with the 2 seed. Richie McMichael from Kansas takes on Ben Steele from Nebraska. Ben Steele's a new fisherman. He's trying to get his feet wet in kayak fishing. And he's got to go against Richie McMichael from Kansas. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't want to face Richie ever.
No. No
yeah, I'm really glad he didn't call my name, Ben. I hope the best for you. Better you than me on this one.
Very good, guys. Let's go to the next one. We have Shad Schaefer from Kansas taking on Randy Wagner from Iowa.
Kansas got some big deer, some big bass. I'm going Kansas.
I'm going to take Randy after a slow showing in April to where I got by. Randy, I'm rooting for you to move on here.
All right, guys, next matchup, we've got Josh Booth taking on Jeremy Brondis from Iowa. Josh Booth from Missouri. That is going to be tough to get through.
After a bad showing in April versus Brad Case in the first round. So I think he's got a better draw here. Looking for Josh to move on.
I agree, guys. Here, next matchup, we have Ross Pinkerton from Texas taking on Brady. I'm not going to go against Ross, man. Sorry, Brady, but you got your hands full. I'm taking Ross to move on. Next matchup, guys, we've got the 3 seed, Mr. Marty Hughes, taking on Levi Thompson from Iowa. Marty, the principal, Hughes, taking on Levi Thompson from Iowa.
I don't know if you guys are too familiar with detention, but that's where Levi's about to be.
Yeah, Marty. I don't know.
I think Marty's going to expel Levi.
Yeah, I mean, Marty is going to be hard to oust. The West is looking pretty stacked just like the South and the North.
It's going to be tough. Here we go. Next one, guys. Ben Spangler out of Arkansas taking on Tim Gurley from Iowa.
Ben is a heavy stick on Central Arkansas waters. I'm not going to give his lake up, but the dude is out there grinding. He lives on that lake. He knows that lake. Iowa's going to have to show out to take down Spangler in round 1.
All right, guys, we're down the final stretch here, the last half of the West bracket. We start with the 6th seed, Troy Enke from Missouri, taking on Bradley Stacy from Oklahoma.
Troy is not as well known as Richie McMichael and Josh Booth nationally, but Troy Inky would battle it out versus those two guys 10 times out of 10. Troy Inky is not a guy to be overlooked here to move on deep in this bracket.
I'm going Troy.
Guys, we are wrapping up our 128 man and woman bracket. It is going to be insane. The last portion of the West bracket goes to Mr. Marcus Coates taking on Jeff Malott from Arkansas. Arkansas versus Arkansas. Marcus, it's you and Jeff, and you are going to be KBN bait, my friend.
Let me tell you something. Jeff better show up, because I'm going to Fellsmere in week 1.
He's going to Fellsmere. Oh, I forgot all about Jeff being in it. Oh, hey Marcus, I think you got a tougher matchup than I do, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, but at least I can put a 5-fish limit up.
Hey, I did.
Guys, what a tremendous bracket we've got, man. This is going to be exciting. I'm going to post the brackets, guys, as soon as we get done here, so everybody can see what's going on. Do me a favor. Listen, we love to Skype you on the water coming up in May. Reach out to Marcus Coates at COATS on Facebook. Send him your Skype sign on. Go get Skype. It's free. You just get it on your cell phone. Be prepared to be called on the water. We're going to be doing a lot of broadcasting. We want to focus on you. We want to get your name out. We want to talk to you and tell your story. That's what kind of makes us different from all the other tours and all the other things that's going on. We want to tell your story and again, get your content out there for you. We appreciate all that you do for us. Share this page. Again, just share it. Invite your friends to KBBT. We're trying to grow this. It's not without you guys. We are looking forward to a great and awesome time together. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of trash talking already started. And if you ask the people that fished in the April tournament, I promise you, they will tell you that they are having a blast. And we're looking forward to it. We will be paying out the top 8. The Elite 8 gets paid. I am super, super excited for this. Number one, because I get to fish back in the bracket when I got knocked out the last one. So, Austin, I'm coming for you, buddy. Guys, what's your thoughts about this bracket?
Quick question. We flip-flopped it this month, right? I'm broadcasting Saturday. You're on Sunday, if I followed that right?
I believe so. I have to look. I think it's. I have to look at it. Yes, you're going to be on Saturday. I'm going to be on Sunday. Also, too, I'm going to talk about the fishing times. The fishing times are going to be from 7 to 3, not 7 to 5. It's going to be 7 to 3. It's an 8-hour fishing day, and we're going to give you one more hour to submit. So it's going to be 7 to 3 fishing time, lines out, 4 o'clock submission, and that is your local time. So it gives you an extra hour to get off the water, go get cell phone service, and come back and upload. So, guys,
will this be the North and the West versus the East and the South, and the North and the West will be Saturday, and the East and the South will be Sunday?
It's going to be
no,
it's the opposite way. East South goes Saturday, North West goes Sunday. Yep. Okay. And you're not fishing both days. It's only one day. It's East and South fish on Saturday, and then North and West fish on Sunday. We break it down from 128 to 64 to 32, fishing those Saturdays and Sundays, and then we all come together on the Sweet 16, and we're fishing on the Sweet 16. We're fishing just Saturdays from there on out. So just follow the dates. Follow the dates. It's very important.
A couple of things that we need to make important here. KBBT has an identifier that you guys need to use.
Yes.
So we need to use that to help represent our sponsors. So everybody needs to go to the KBBT page and download that identifier. You can use it throughout the event. So make sure that you get that. Also, my thoughts on the tournament, it's stacked. It's a stacked field. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be a great month of May, so I'm just looking forward to it.
It's going to be incredible, guys. It's going to be incredible. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for joining us. We've wrapped this up, and believe it or not, in an hour. That's better than the NCAA's, which takes 2 hours. And we went through 128 anglers, so that's pretty good. So we got the whole bracket taken care of. We'll post it here on the KBBT site and other social media outlets. Guys, thank you guys. Have a great night. Looking forward to May. Follow us along what's going on here in April. These guys are getting ready to fish the Sweet 16 on Saturday. We'll be broadcasting all day. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Todd, you're going to be with me Saturday, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Marcus, we wish you good luck, man. You got your hands full this week against Jeff, and it's going to be great. We wish you the best, man. May the better man win.
Absolutely. It's going to be a knockout, drag-out fight between both of us. Expect both of us to throw high 90s or low 100s up in this thing.
Awesome.
Now, Greg, I see some comments. Some people logged on late, didn't get to see the reveal. We're going to release that bracket immediately after this podcast, or after this cast is over.
Yes, they can watch this over on YouTube, also on Facebook and Twitch, and we'll release the bracket here tonight as well. Excellent, guys. Y'all have a great night. Again, thank you for joining us. God bless you. Stay safe on the water, wear your PFDs, and let's just have some fun. Take care.